Hi everyone, it's Peter from PS Sound, and in this video I'm going to show you how I build a dead easy amp rack. The spare wheel is back in, and actually the height is perfect. It's only a few millimeters under the planned bottom of the amp rack. So the IB trunk buffalo is going to give the mounting for the rack as well. One hinge there, one on the other side. This is where the power cable is going to run into the rack, into the distribution blocks. So when you tip it up, that's going to give enough room for the cable to twist. And all the speaker cables will come through those little holes there, each side, and then run into the amp rack, both sides. So yeah, let's do it. First I thought just to cut a board, put the hinges on, bolt it down, and then I just thought, hang on a second, maybe just do a layout. Even if I'm in a crazy rush, yeah, it's always worth to put the equipment out, what you want to use, and then you know, figure out how you can lay out things. Yes, ideally, you know, I stuck for symmetricity, and I wanted to have the 6-channel up in the middle, then the monoblock and the processor down at the bottom, and then have a straight nice line, especially when you have a sub in the middle. That would be ideal. Yes, I could make it work, not with this crazy rush, especially as I have to use pre-made RCAs which are short. That's another stupid OCD I have. I want to keep RCAs as short as possible. That's a 2 feet short Chernoff cable RCA, and if the processor is down at the bottom, and you would have to turn it 90 degrees to have the RCAs facing to the left so it can reach to the amps. But then again, your symmetricity is fucked because the DSP should be laid out as it is horizontally. So yeah, it didn't want to work the way I dreamt it. So I think this is going to be the layout. This way all the RCAs reach to the amps easily, and also, yeah, probably it would have been better to put the amps out to see where the terminals are, because the power terminals are on the right hand side, and then I was planning the power from the left hand side coming up there as I showed it earlier. So yeah, I should have made a longer power cable run underneath the rack, come up on the right, with a distribution to the right hand side. Well, now it has to be there, and just to separate the power from the signal as much as possible, I have to run the power in the back all around. Yeah, it's not gonna look as cool as I thought, but well, it's gonna be functional. And yeah, this setup was always about simplicity and make it as quick as possible. Just a little tip, guys. Normally I use a crimper plier. Many of you have asked me in the past, you know, how I crimp my ferrules. And with these ZAPCO amplifiers, the terminal is so dead on the right size for the 4-gauge cable with the ferrule that don't crimp it with a tool beforehand, because you won't be able to push it in. Now it's spot on. It hardly moves inside of the terminal, and as you see, it's just a perfect depth as well. Once you push it in, it's spot on. It couldn't be any better. So don't do it with the plier. Do that, grab screw up, and the screw is gonna crimp the ferrule, and then it's perfect. When you put it back, the bolt is gonna go back down there, and you know, then you won't struggle, because once you do it up with a plier, it won't go in, that's for sure. There we go. Yeah, well, I didn't really take videos during the process, but there's nothing magical in this whole thing. It's just one main board with, you can see, bolts running through with nuts at the ends, more exactly nylocks holding the hinges, and then a simple layout. So this is how I could make it work. As you can see, power runs around so it's pretty well separated from the signal. Yeah, clean. I probably lost a fair amount of time with making it a little bit pretty. I mean, the board could have been just spray painted black, amps banged on, you know, no braiding on the cables, nothing whatsoever, or you could just run it in and it would stay there. But I wanted to braid the power at least, and make it look fairly neat. At least I have a bit of fun in it. Plus I trimmed the board with perforated white vinyl. I had quite a lot of that, and I haven't used that, so I thought, why not? I wanted to see a nice contrast between the black amps, because if you have a black board with black amps, then it's, I mean, yeah, it could work, but I just wanted to make something different. So there's a cover panel coming to the top, with a cutout, and there will be a removable panel in the middle, so the amps will be fairly hidden. Those gaps all around will give sufficient airflow in the rack, hopefully. If it's not enough, then I put vents in over there, and then it will, you know, do circulation. But I think it should be fine, because these are not crazily like AB class amps warming up, so I think it should be fine. So yeah, that easy panel coming to the top, and then a trim panel going right in front of the sub. So the two piece will tie this whole little project together, and it will be, yeah, fairly simple compared to what I normally like to do. But yeah, it's simple. So I just have to run in the cables for the speakers now, as well as use the speaker levels from the factory source. It's not ideal, but it's good enough for that to listen to radio. The rest is going to be streamed through the processor, which has built-in Bluetooth. That will be the most convenient for now. If I had the car, then yeah, I would run in a coax cable and then convert it to digital input, so I could use a file or any DAP the best way. But I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, what this Bluetooth streaming is really like, because on the Helix it's very good. So if it's as good, then I'm more than happy. So yeah, let's do those panels. All right, so as you see now, this is the finished result of the boot. I left that piece in the middle now raised up, because that can slide out easily, and then once that's taken out, then you can tip the whole rack. But I can't pull it out with one hand and holding the camera with the other, so I left it like that to show it to you. And then if you push it down gently, it slides down, and then this is exactly the finished look of the boot. There's a 3/4 of an inch or 18mm thick plywood plate on the top that can easily be popped out if you just push it from underneath, that I'm going to take out now, and then you can see what's underneath. So this is what it looks like when the panel is out. Nothing crazy fancy. I didn't even have time to do fancy lights. I just added a LED strip up there running on the factory circuit, boot lighting circuit, but it gives plenty of lighting to the boot. Cables, ferrules, as you see. Speaker wires could have been braided as well. Of course, it would have looked better and would have been protected better, but I had no time for that, unfortunately. But it was labeled nicely in case I have to swap amps or anything out in the future. So this is running the sub. That's running the front end. Churn of cables. Yes, some of you asked me on Facebook why I'm using different cables. Simply because that's what I had stock of at the end of the year, and it's good enough for that. Because that's the standard line, the first line from Chernov, sort of the cheapest line, and then that's the second line, the original. It's good enough. So I can stream directly to the DSP. Now I'm using, oh come on, focus. I'm using the iPad for streaming, and then the factory head unit was also integrated on the speaker levels. And actually it doesn't sound that bad at all. I was very well surprised. The only thing is that unfortunately there's a inbuilt high pass filter in the system, and the baseline is not great with the factory head unit, but it's good enough for that, listening to CDs and radio. But as I mentioned earlier, if I had a chance and if I was using the car, I would add any digital source, wire digital source, and use the optical input. That would be the best option for sure. So that's the fuse distribution block. You can easily get to your fuses over there. And some of you know exactly that I always suggest to use fuses even from the distribution to the amplifiers, and I will have to make a separate video to explain why. I don't want to include that here, but please always use fuses, the right size fuses for the right size cables. It's not enough to have just a single fuse up front at the battery. Am I putting it on? No, it's this way. That's it. And so there's the earth distribution for the 3 units here in the back. So this is pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you like it. In the next video I'm gonna show you the front end, talk a little bit about the acoustics of the car, how happy I am with this system, and you know what you can really expect from a 10 day long install. You know, you could easily spend a month on a setup, but it's doable to do something in 2 weeks or 10 days or 80-90 hours. This is where you can get to. Well, I could get to. Overall, I'm happy with it. Dad is happy with it. I will have to try to somehow take a video with him or a little short interview. I just don't know how to, because he doesn't speak English. But at least just to show his face, you know, how he feels about this car and his setup now. If you have any questions, guys, you know what to do. Feel free to share the video. Please subscribe if you are not subscribed yet, and let me know what else I could do with this system to describe, show, test. I'm going to do a test with this IB sub to see the response of this sub with the tailgate open and shut, with the rear seats folded down and shut. But I have a feeling that I will have to start my Patreon page, and I will have to upload it there, and hopefully that way you can also support me and help me a little bit to create these videos, because actually it's damn hard. Once you create video content, then you know exactly that it's, you know, you have to find time in your day. 24 hours are not enough, and then you have to fit it in. It's tough, but I'm not mourning, because I'm enjoying it. But yes, I would like to be in a position where I have more time and I don't have to worry about other things in life. and create more video content for you guys, because hopefully you enjoy it. But yeah, let me know what you think about this setup now, guys, and hopefully I talk to you in the next video. Take care.